introduce ourselves. This is the biggest crowd I've ever seen at my house.
Thank you.
Kelly Shryock, everybody, but let's get it started right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kenny Conversation, brought to you by Jegs, the leader in high-performance aftermarket car parts. Remember to go to jegs.com for everything you need to fix your car up or even that hot rod that you have at your house.
That's right.
That's right. We probably got 1,000 people here, and man, we are packed and we're excited. So this is the Kenny Wallace Open House. The boss is next door, my wife. But this next guest is somebody that I admire, look up to, the great Kelly Shryock. How you doing, Kelly?
I'm doing really good. I was when we couldn't get up your hill here, I had to walk up. I thought I was going to die, but
you know what I find, Kelly? The older we get, it's like when we're racing the race car, we're okay. Just don't make me run.
definitely.
All right, so you called and you said, Herman, I'm thinking about stopping by your place. And you probably figured it wouldn't be difficult. When you showed up and you saw these people, what did you think?
No, when you sent that text, I was thinking, no. But this is pretty cool to be part of this. So we just got to bump through it here and try to get your questions answered the best I can.
All right. Kelly Shryock, 9-time USMTS champion, 158 wins. This year, 2025, IMCA stock car champion. Let's start right there for a minute. I followed you. How hard was it to win this championship compared to the other 9 in USMTS? How hard is stock car compared to mods?
Well, so our points deal goes back to with USMTS is a little different. A lot more points involved per position, and my dad, I didn't get him a long time to help me with racing, but some of his information is number 1, have fun. Yeah. Number 2, do the best you can. And number 3, load that race car up in one piece.
Yeah.
Knowing that always the fastest car doesn't win.
Yeah.
So throughout my points chasing for like USMTS and track points and such, that was my motto. But in the IMCA world, you throw out your worst finishes. You get 25 of your best 50 finishes. So once you get down to getting enough wins, you got to run a second. If you run a second, you might not gain any points. You win, you throw out a second, you gain 1 point. So you go to a race that's got a lot of cars and you run second, you gain no points on your competitor.
You can never do good enough. You need to win all the time.
It's a I don't know Kyle Busch, but when second place is first loser, second place is definitely first loser because you don't gain no points on that on your competitor guys.
So that's the way it is for us in UMP.
It's a tough battle to be able to get. You got to win. You got to win. Yeah.
How many do they take your 30 best?
You're 25 of 50 nights.
Okay, so here's your stats.
Yes.
21 feature wins and 44 starts this year. 33 top 3s, 36 top 5s. Here's the big one. 40 top 10s. So that means there was only 4 races that you were outside of top 10. I bet you remember those races.
We had a couple little issues for sure, and what was fortunate for us in our chase was it was the 05 car, the guy that we were chasing. We could have run 50 nights. He kind of gave us a break. He runs second 6 times of his last 7 or 8 races.
Wow, yeah.
So if he would have won, that would have put a lot more pressure on us.
Right.
But luckily, for our sake, that he run second, and then he couldn't throw out a second, so he didn't gain no points on us. So we were kind of sitting there waiting if we needed to go race some more. But we had 6 nights left. We could have raced some more if we would have needed to, but we didn't need to, so it worked out for us.
All right, so I admire you, but I like to talk racing with you. So this year, I won a couple championships, nothing like you went through, but I had gangsters racing me.
It's still difficult on just track championship like you did. I mean, it's still.
Here's what I want to talk to you about, the mindset of going after a championship. I come down to the last night, and I'm racing a guy named Rick Canoyer, who, I mean, is hardcore. drives harder than me. The last night, he's beating on my ass, and I pull over to let him go. He's leading the race, and I'm running third, but I got to run third.
You know where you have to finish.
I know where I got to finish. The last lap, he's going to win. I'm going to run third, and I win it. The last lap, he gets past. He runs second, I run third. I laid my head in my headrest, and I had to run a mean cushion. So my question to you is this. When you go after those championships and they get intense, like what I just went through, don't pop the nose. And I won by 7 points. What is that like?
Well, so normally that is definitely difficult, but in my case, we had to win.
You had to win.
We had to win because we had to.
You're mentally stronger than most people. Most people can't do that.
Very stressful. We won our last. I don't even know how many. Like the last 5 out of 6, and it was the most stressful time in racing I've ever had because we had to win. Second place didn't do us no good. But normally on our USMTS stuff, or like you said, you know where you need to finish. You need to finish third. The guy can win, and you're good. In our case, we had to win, and that's just very difficult.
So just comparing. When I would go home, that was my worst time for me. I'd sleep, I'd think about it. I'd be in the shower, I'd think about it. I'd go to eat, I'd think about it. To me, the comfort zone was when I pulled on the racetrack.
Most definitely. And, racing our stock car before was just go have fun. And then we won. Well, then all of a sudden this championship picture come into play. And now I didn't have fun racing for it. So I'm going to get back to having fun racing.
Okay. I love this, Kelly, because this year I went about 75% through the year. And I'm comparing with you right now. This is about you. But I like to compare. So it became so miserable at the end of the year because I felt like if I didn't do it, I didn't accomplish what I wanted so bad.
Right.
So I got it, and I said, okay, that's it. Next year.
Miss the first 2 nights, then you don't have to worry about
on
it, right?
Purpose.
On purpose.
Yes. I am. Like, I'm going to go on the Cal Petty charity ride, run the whole deal. Yes. Take weeks off on purpose. So you're going to take yourself out.
I really, it's just too stressful to do. We don't, Again, my dad said, have fun. I didn't have fun racing for this. Because it would have been such a disappointment if we didn't, like you said, if we didn't get it, it would have been a huge disappointment.
I love other things in life, but I love racing the most. But I read a baseball book. I love the Cardinals. And our best manager, Tony La Russa, he said, I go to the stadium to get my gut tore out. And I'm like, I can relate to that. Yeah. Is there something about us doing what's so difficult?
Well, I think part of it is not to say my sister hates me talking about our age, but our age is a factor here.
Yeah.
And we're racing against these young guys that are up on the wheel. Not to say we can't be up on the wheel for our full race, but I still tend to take a little breather once in a while, knowing that we got to get to the end of this thing and still have all the wheels on my race car.
Yeah. Well, I admire you. I think you're the best, and I got so much to talk to you about. Congratulations on that hard-earned championship.
That was pretty cool.
That's a big deal. Really cool. Let's go to the beginning. I first learned of you from Clint Boyer. Kind of like Schrader and myself, we brag on you because you're the realist. You're so hardcore. It's even, it's hard to get your hands clean.
You can't.
Show the people your hands. Go like this.
Working man's
Those
hands.
are working man hands.
Yeah.
Take the red tin snips, cut some 060 tubing.
Broken. Just got this. This one's just healing on my thumb. Took the grinder across there and went to the skin. But you just put a Band-Aid, grab some black tape and wrap around it and
keep digging.
Yeah.
So Clint Boyer was in a body shop and he was running mods and he was winning at Lakeside in Kansas. And I first heard about you from Clint Boyer.
So he was previous of my own business. I worked for Bob Harris in Harris Auto Racing.
Oh my God! I have
building cars for 20 years, just shy of 20 years with Harris. Yes, sir.
So that's how Clint knew of you.
So Clint had Harris cars when he was racing the dirt tracks around Lakeside and such.
Is Clint a natural talent, or did he have to become good? Did he make himself good? What's your opinion on Clint Boyer, the dirt racer?
He was a good racer, but I beat him every time I raced him.
Clint. That's why.
I had to say that.
But that's why Clint brags on
Clint was a good
you.
racer, and Clint was knew the right people to get hooked up to the direction he was heading, and it was pretty cool to have him in a car in the Harris days. In fact, I think the car he shows at his shop is the Harris car that we'd built back in the day. So I think that one car he has is his original Harris car. Then we went on our own and started to skyrocket business, and then Clint got a car and Schrader got a car, and that was pretty cool to have them guys in our cars for sure.
You see right here, my dad, Illinois Stock Car Hall of Fame. Dad, Russ Wallace won over 400 features. You know, he was the guy around here. We grew up with people hating us, and it was just part of it. My mom and myself, we would fight because they hated my dad. He'd win 11 features in a row over at Granite. Did you ever have to go through people hating you, or did everybody always love you?
Well, it started out with, again, a little with my dad's story. My dad won a lot. My dad was a natural race car driver, similar to your status. As a little kid, watching and hearing people boo your dad, it's very difficult.
Hated it.
It was bad.
They wished my dad to burn to death. That's
terrible.
Here I am, 62 years old, and I remember somebody going, I wish that Wallace would burn to death. And I'm like,
right. So my dad would get booed, and as a young kid, I just couldn't understand that. And so my dad knew Doug Wolfgang. And,
Woofy.
Woofy back in the day was winning every race he was in, and people were just booing him like crazy. So my dad talked to him, and Wolfgang gave him some information. Take the energy, turn it around, and run with it.
Yeah.
And so my dad and my mom was able to translate that to us as kids. And I kid you not, when my dad started doing that, racing become a lot funner again when the people were booing, because then he would literally, Kenny, when he would get out of the car and he would raise his hands,
taunt him.
You would swear God just spoke. And then he had a lot of fun with that. So when I first started racing, my success was not very good. To the point where, bless my mom's heart, she literally asked me, are you sure you want to be a race car driver?
Because your dad was so good.
My dad was so good. And my mom, I was thinking, yeah, I want to be a race car driver. But she was trying to politely tell me that.
Quit.
I'm terrible.
Your dad's horrible. Your dad's the greatest.
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, we won our first race.
Yeah.
He had just got a ride with a late model team, and won like 5 out of 7 races. So I won my first race. So now it's finally time for me to, all right, old man, it's time for you to step aside.
He's going to teach you a lesson now.
He won on Saturday, and then he got killed on the Monday.
So. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I really am.
So I went and raced. The next couple of years, didn't win a race. And then finally, determination and hard work, and then we started winning some races. And then we kept moving on, and eventually, young people started booing me because
so now you knew how to deal with it.
Now I knew how to deal with it and had fun with it. So
okay, I know this sounds crazy, but sometimes I say to myself, after listening to you talk about your dad, sometimes I say to myself, what is it about Shryock that I like so much? And you just reminded me. It was 2 things with me and you. Not to you because you're busy racing, but you see what the one is right here.
The 3 Bs? Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell everybody what you taught me about the 3 Bs.
So, like if you're struggling with your race car, you just check the 3 Bs. You find the stuff that's bent, broke, and bound up, and at that point, you can fix your race car most of the time if it's not handling like you want.
We were signing in for a USMTS race at Marshalltown, and I had 2 race cars at that time, and my Donnie Jumper, impressive race cars. He goes, Herman, why don't you like that car? It was just another car. And it was a new car. I said, it just don't have no side bite. It don't grip. So they did something stupid, like cut the clip off and put it back on, and I liked it. But because of you, I work on my car too hard. I'm constantly checking my droop, checking my hind joints, making sure everything's free. And Dick Trickle taught me that years ago too. A car, to you, what is the most important thing of your race car besides everything?
Everything. Every aspect of everything you do, to know everything is within less than a 16th of an inch or within 5 pounds of the load stick and trying to make sure it's as best as you can be, because you're racing guys that have it the best that they can be, and then if you think you're gonna beat them guys, you gotta have your stuff correct. Sometimes you end up with give you another scientific swag.
No, I love it.
The swag, which is scientific wild ass guess.
Mm.
And we do that. All of our adjustments are swag.
Yeah.
To try to figure out what's wrong with our race cars to make them go faster. So sometimes you miss, sometimes you get it, but constantly you can win the race. And as a racer, as well as I do, we're still going to make an adjustment because it wasn't quite right.
Right.
Because
we're trying to make our car perfect.
Perfect.
Brother Rusty once said to me, he goes, Herman, when I was in NASCAR, he'd say, if you try 5 things, when you got people around you, 2 of them better be right. But True. For the most part, if you try 5 things, you're really happy if 1 works.
Well, and people that maybe doesn't understand racing, we're looking for a half a tenth or a tenth to make our race car better, and it's real easy to lose 2 tenths than find that half a tenth a lot of times.
Yeah. I remember Marshalltown, it was kind of, I don't know, the weather wasn't right, but you were underneath your car, and that's when your mod, the right front lower crossbar was bottoming out real hard. But you told me it's to make that car handle at that time, a while back, 5-6 years ago, you had to have that car just touching a little bit.
You want to touch in to make side bite and make steer, but if it touches too hard, then you shove. So
I mean, you were a gangster. You were all over that.
Oh yes, for sure.
Like, yeah, I mean, you were doing things to make it get down there, stay down there. But anyway, getting back to our dads. So I really liked Broke, Bent, and Bound. Did you ever find yourself wanting to load up, but you had to do something that was a lot?
Never load up, never give up, never quit, ever, for sure. So we bent horns down, got them back up, and won races for the evening with horns that should have been clipped off. And that's part of my problem. I don't know when to just call it quits. And there's sometimes when I should have just pulled off, but I'm not a quitter, so we don't.
See, I can't give up either, almost to a detriment. Like I drive, like my car, my shop, everything. I can't load up unless I make sure everything on that car is right.
Correct.
And you're the same way.
And it's kind of life over limb. You want to make sure the inside is right versus the body might not be perfect. But,
like Larry Phillips, he raced for a living. Larry had his gauges taped on with black tape, and Dick Trickle's the same way. But the stuff that matter.
Life over limb. Just make sure the suspension is right.
Life over limb.
Yeah. We don't worry about the dented fender versus making sure the bird cages aren't bound and the pull bar spring is correct.
3 B's, swag, life over limb.
Yeah. We can lose a fender, but we don't want to lose the 4-link rod.
Do you have friends that make you aware that you have great comments?
I'm associated with some of the best people in the world. They support me, unbelievable, just like you.
3 B's, swag, life over limb. Yeah. It means the body is not that big of a deal.
It might not be quite right.
But that Heim joint bound up, we can't deal with that.
That Heim joint better not be bound up, correct?
Yeah, because that's gonna kill us.
That's gonna keep us out of victory lane.
And then getting in the car was the second thing that drew me to you, because when my dad died, October 30th, 2011. Sure, you know your dad's date. And then you get in that race car, and we got that decal right there. Do you still have your dad's decal?
I don't, but I still rub the panel.
It makes you feel better.
Yeah, I'm going to cry, but yeah, I rub that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But we all come from somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. At the end of this year, I want to go back to your championship this year. This hot streak. You won 7 of 8 with your car. Is that right?
I'm not sure the stats on that. We won at the end. We clicked off some wins that we needed to get the job done, and I think it was somewhere in there. We ended up with 21 wins.
Yeah.
And like I said, we didn't race them at the end because, thank God, our competitor he run a bunch of seconds, and I'm sure
he won by 2 points.
Yes.
2 points.
It comes down to bonus points with IMCA. It's got a lot of factors, and it just comes down to your bonus points at the end. And it comes down. And one of the championships was a tiebreaker. One of the championships was won from a disqualification, moving a car up.
Oh my God.
In one of the classes. So in IMCA, it's a tight battle when it gets down to the end because they take your best finishes.
Yeah.
So that cuts that off, and then the bonus points is what makes the difference of your champion.
Do you have people that start auditing all this at the end of the year?
No, we did throughout the year. We had 2 or 3 people. My sister, Brian Shryock. I mean, we had a sheet.
I would lay in bed and grab my phone and start doing my calculation.
A spreadsheet, and we were off one on race pass. It comes down to car count to get your bonus points.
Yes, for us it's over 25.
And it come down to one guy got disqualified one night.
And you didn't know it?
I didn't know it. So that dropped our car count like a couple points. And then that was going to make a difference, or a couple tenths. So if we could get to a certain point, it would gain us that extra point in our bonus points that we needed. So
my Lord.
Yeah, it comes down. It actually not only comes down to points, it comes down to tenths of a points.
Jesus.
Yes,
okay. So when I think of you, I think of we were somewhere and you about knocked the clip off your car. It was a USMTS race. It was a strange place, front straightaway, heat race. And I'm like, he's done. And you fix it yourself. So when I think of you, I have these snapshots. And then I read up that, who is this guy, Mike?
Mike Howen, Lake Mills Motorsports. He's been associated with us for many, many years.
So you start out owning your stuff, and now you have help?
He owns a stock car, and he owns some of my modified.
I'll be damned.
Yes. So I was pretty fortunate with my stock car. Mike pretty much takes care of it. Ryan takes care of my modified, so it's frustrating for him a lot of times because I'm in this stock car when I should be trying to figure out my modified. So, so we jump it back and forth. We run 2 cars a night. I think feature events 120, so 115 or 20 nights.
Okay, so as a racer, I was talking to Zach Vanderbeek. I'm like, Zach, my God, the manual labor on these stock cars, it just looks like you're just welding and cutting and torching. For me, when I look at it, and growing up being a fabricator, not as hardcore as you, but I'm definitely a fabricator, it looks to me like there's more man hours in a stock car than there is a mod.
It is, for
okay.
Sure. It is. Now, though, Speedway has the aftermarket frames, and that's probably the only reason why I'm building stock cars, because
the whole frame?
The whole thing. Yep. The cross
member,
the clip, yeah.
Well,
the metric frame. So, as dealing with junkyard stuff for as many years as we did, working for Harris and our own stuff, rusty, bent up, sandblast, bent, rusty, moving these big full frames around, just out of my comfort zone. So Speedway with their aftermarket frame, a lot of people struggling with that, and we've got a few struggles with that frame, but we're getting a handle on it, and makes it much easier to build.
Why? I see Ricky Thornton, who is, I watched him come along as a kid, and I was doing some speed TV stuff, and I had a girl named Heather Debut. Heather's from out in Arizona. She goes, there's this kid out here named Ricky Thornton, little Ricky. They all called him Little Ricky. Well, he ended up being one of the greats.
No question.
He likes these stock cars. So the bottom line is, if a great driver like Ricky Thornton, what is the deal with stock cars?
They're just fun to drive. So for myself and people that drove stock cars, you're laying on the couch and you're watching. You've got to do Daytona and Talladega.
Yeah.
3 in car, three rows
deep, yeah.
Deep, 3 wide, drafting, and you think, God darn, that looks like fun.
Yeah.
That's as close as I'm going to get. I can't imagine I would just give anything to do that, because that I'm sure it was tense. But it had to be a blast in them drafts like that. And that's the stock cars. You hear the guys talk about stock cars.
Yeah.
They're just fun. They're 2 and 3 wide racing. You stuff it in wherever there's a groove.
You can never get away from anybody.
You can't.
I ran that race at Yuma in a stock car, me and Bobby Labonte. And we had the time of our life. It felt like we had just enough horsepower to be in control, but I feel like I'm in control, but I could never get away from anybody.
They're so competitive, and that's what makes them fun, just having to try to figure out how to pass that guy, not in a preferred line, and you only got 15, 20 laps to do it. They're just fun to drive.
All right, so I want to let you know how much I appreciate you coming today. I admire you immensely. Let's end like this. We do talk to each other every once in a while. And you said, okay, I'm coming to the Dome, Herman. I'm bringing this kid down that is a total gangster.
He's a gangster.
Tell me about this. What's his name?
I got goosebumps.
He's that good.
He's up and coming.
Tell me about him.
We call him Smoke.
I love this.
Joe Chisholm, the Jim Chisholm, he's kind of made his name. USMTS, good guy, good kid, good family. And I told Joe if he got invited, I'd haul him to the Dome. I've never taken off in December in 35 years.
Yeah.
This is our busy season.
Well, December's my wife's month. When we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and then I started racing for a living, she says, honey, I give you the whole damn year. Can you give me December? And okay. So
I told him if he gets invited, I'll haul him down. And Pete Alexander and Brian, my crew guy, like we were sitting watching it last year. Like we're only 7 hours from there. We need to go. So
only 7.
Smoke got invited. So here we are. He come in the shop the other day, and he had a question on scoring. This kid's all in. If you're running second and you flip over the top of the lever and the back of the car goes first, but your transponder's on the front, will they give me that spot? I got the right driver.
So this is funny.
But the transponders I hear on the axle tube, so we're in good shape.
Every year I come up with a word, and somebody gave me a T-shirt. They call them Kennyisms, and this year I've been using the word gangster. Gangster means you're a badass, like you're really good at what you do. You know,
this kid is the man. He's gonna, it'll be exciting.
Do you like the Dome from a standpoint of a racer?
Personally, for myself, no interest at all. Just watching it, no question. It needs character to have a good racetrack. To watch it be exciting to watch. I've never liked rough racetracks, and I like big half miles where you can be calculated. So I wouldn't be very good at it.
So Kenny Schrader and myself, we do a show called Herman Schrader for Dale Earnhardt Jr. And Schrader said to me, because I knew this, but I didn't know if Schrader was ever going to admit it. Kenny Schrader says that Dome is going to be the largest crowd in dirt racing history, 35 to 38,000 people. With that being said, is the Dome a celebration of dirt racing?
I think it's just, racers we're a whole family, and it's our last chance to get together with our racing family before the holidays. And
the date's right, PRI's next week.
It's all just lines up. Whoever come up with this was a genius.
Chad Weir said, I'm going from Chad, makes a lot of great parts. And he goes, I'm going to be gone 14 days. He goes, I'm leaving the Dome and I'm going straight to PRI. It is great timing.
Just getting in there last night and looking at it. I've been to a lot of events. This is an event. I'm excited. So yeah. I'm pretty excited.
All right, everybody. All right, listen up, everybody. I want to let you all know that how much we appreciate you. And this is the end of our Kenny conversation with my friend Kelly Shryock. Give him a round of applause. Yes, I admire you. And I want to say this. I recognize that we're opposites. He's hardcore. When I grew up, I didn't have any money. Broke ass. Right down the road here.
Still broke.
And I would take soda bottles and tape them on my bicycle. And I'd go up to the 7-Eleven. And I learned when I started racing that somehow I had to find money to do what I love to do. Because I don't have a lot of talent. I had to make myself a race car driver.
Most definitely.
So that's the reason the way I am. I got to talk. I got to run my mouth. I got to have sponsorship. So they'll give me money. And this is me. And opposites attract. I love you. You're a complete badass. And I'll believe it when I see it. If you really just have fun next year.
I'm going to have fun.
I'm going to have fun.
I have fun too.
Are you going to have fun too, buddy? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to have fun next year. You're going to have fun next year. And Kool-Aid Kelly, everybody.
With Kelly.
Kool-Aid with Kelly. Hey, listen, thank you so much, Kelly.
We gotta go and load.
Go and load. What time is it, everybody? What time is it?
10:17.
10 o'clock in the morning's all it is?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm going to sleep good tonight. I told Kelly, I said, Kelly, can you be here from 9:30 to 10:30? Yeah, but that's racers. We're already nervous. I don't think, the dome don't open until noon. But, you know, by the time you stop, you know, you should probably leave. All right, everybody, until the next Kenny conversation, we'll see you next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.